Bright days are ahead for you and for me. Bright days are ahead. Bright days are ahead. Think positively. Bright days are ahead.
Greetings and welcome to Jesse I Interviews. As always, I'm recording this podcast on the unceded Aboriginal lands of the Wurundjeri Woiwurrung people of the Kulin Nation. This episode features another new interview, recorded just a couple of weeks ago when Norris Man was here in Melbourne. You might recall from an earlier episode that I interviewed him back in 2002 on my first trip to Jamaica, and that was quite an interesting interview. The main memory I have of that one was him placing a finger on my chest in the middle of it and saying, "Your ancestors enslaved mine." This was a very different interview. He was much warmer and friendlier overall. He didn't remember that initial meeting all those years ago, but he was excited to hear about it and stoked to see the photo that I took of him at Digital B Studio at the time. This interview happened live to air on my radio program Babylon Burning on the Melbourne station PBS FM. It was a really enjoyable one for me, I have to say, and Norris Man seemed to enjoy it as well. He told some great stories off air while the music was playing, and I got the feeling he could have spoken all day. I'm sure he had the stories to do it too. As always, I'm presenting the interview in full here, but I will trim the songs in between the interview, partly for copyright reasons. Let's get into it. Jesse I interviews Norris Man in February 2026.
So them set a bad road, now we life. Oh yeah, them never want see we strive. So them set a bad road, now we life. Watch we are trouble in a the idiot and still firm. Enough more things to learn. Watch we are trouble in a the idiot and still firm. Cause many more miles to go. I are red in a Zion, Bingy man red in Zion, Rasta man red in Zion.
Yeah, the sounds of Norris Man from 1998 on the Kings of Kings record label, a tune called Bad Road. That's the tune that gave that rhythm its name. The big tune on that one, a whole heap of other tunes, but the breakthrough tune for Norris Man, who joins me right now in the studio. I'm very, very honoured to have Norris Man here in the studios of PBS. Welcome, King.
Give thanks, man. Give thanks, you know. Yeah, man, you know, the first time coming to Australia, that's an experience, you know.
For real?
By itself.
Yep. So when did you arrive in the country?
I'm here from the 3rd of February. I was in Sydney. Came in today, this morning, I would say, and stuff. So, all it becomes possible is the bridge here sticky, you know, and that is how it becomes possible.
Yep.
So, I'm looking forward for my performance here, and you know, as I say, it's an experience, and it's good for me, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, the last time we spoke was way back in 2002 at Digital B Studio off Malines Road in Kingston. For the people that didn't hear that interview, which was a long, long time ago, I want to go right back to the beginning. I want to ask you where you were born and what life was like for you as a youth growing up.
You know, Trenchtown, grew up like any other youth. I grew up in the ghetto. You know, started out in the music very young because our parents moved from place to place, you know. You know, my mother and my father, we first in Trenchtown, then we went back to Portmore. Then we came back to a place called Slypen Road. That's the same place in West Kingston. And in the humble early beginnings, you know, sound system like Racing Bally, Grotto Swing, even the very Stone Love used to play in Adams Lane, not far from a lane called Tarrantine Lane. So the craft started to develop from there. So, you know, I have a lot of experience with old artists, meaning I've been seeing Dennis Brown them coming to Lego Studio to record in Orange Street. Augustus Pablo record shop is right there.
Mm-hmm. Big Youth one as well.
Big Youth too. Big Youth is a foundation artist where them know me from my youth. Come uptown, come live and still know him. You know, his son named Isaac Buchanan, the same lawyer who freed Cartel. Yeah, that is his son.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So it's a long history, a whole heap of things, but we just cut short. And then I came up into St. Andrew about 1988, 87, 88. And during that time, Sanchez them just came out on the scene. So we started to see Ninja Man, Sanchez, Flower Gun, Shabba Ranks. Because, you know, we used to have this dance called Top Line, and you know, it's a street dance. Mm-hmm. And until the government bring in something and then cut that out. But them days, that was the good golden days, you know. We just see famous artists just come at a dance in the night and they hold the mic and the sound system. No matter how big they were, sound system culture was the thing. So we used to see Shabba Ranks and Metro Media sound, you know, fresh from foreign, come and DJ 2 song and leave. We see Ninja Man come to Red Hills Road. And my craft developed in the early part when Buju Banton just came out. And he was also an artist that we knew from the same community, Red Hills Road. So that kind of pushed us further, you know, more inspired, because now we see somebody who we know break big, you know. And I started to go to Kilimanjaro studio. With them call it Dub Store back then. It was on Red Hills Road, and then it moved to Whitehall. And from there, the rest was history, because by going to Kilimanjaro studio and going to Dub Plate studio, what that does, it make you meet other artists. And by doing that, you find yourself start to go to 45 studios. And I remember when Buju Banton make it big, he opened a studio called Cell Block 321. And I started recording for him. And that is where I also meet Star Trail Records for the first time.
Yep.
You know, in between that, I had a friend, he was a painter, and he went to a studio to paint. And those days, the computer thing was just coming in. And you have ADAT, where you have like a video cassette. That was the type of studio that was around at the time. And I think that guy was one of the first guys to bring that studio to Jamaica. They call it Celestial Sounds. And we live in a community off Red Hills Road. We call it Sunrise Avenue, or we call Constant Spring Gardens. And where I met Scatter Burrell, who was a producer, Scatter. And, you know, we're all youth, run up and down play. And he went there as an engineer. And by him being an engineer and I go there, that's how I meet Kings of Kings, Eilidge Dread.
Right.
And then the rest was history.
Right. So that I just said when I played that tune, Bad Road, that was a breakthrough tune for you. Well, that was a breakthrough tune, right? Was it the first one that bust you?
No,
or was it
Persistence.
Persistence, same label.
Yeah. And what happened, Bad Road became a big song. I think it's on the contribution of this brethren who was at VP Record called Joel Chin. He was a family of Christian. And what he did with that song, he put it on this big compilation called Universal Message. And once he did that, everywhere, from Trinidad to Antigua to Barbados, all the islands,
right?
You know, that song blew up big time. It's not as big in Jamaica as it's big in other parts of the world.
Right. That's interesting.
Yeah. And, you know, from there, the album came out called Persistence. And VP Records was doing it at the time through Kings of Kings. And that really gave me a big popularity around the world. Then I started to tour with Anthony B. And by touring with Anthony B again, you know, he catapulted me up more. And yeah, becomes an old soul fan from there.
Right. You mentioned Star Trail Records a little while ago. I want to ask about that, because Star Trail is a producer I don't feel like he gets enough respect. You know, people talk about Exterminator. They talk about Digital B and everything, but you don't hear people talk about Star Trail in the same way, but they should. I think.
Man, Richard Bell, man, him write songs like Nobody Want to Plant the Can. Him write songs like Lift Up Your Head and Hold It Up High.
He wrote those songs?
Yeah, him write a lot of songs. Him write song for Third World too. You might don't know. And Star Trail is a very educated man too. You know, a Bobo Rasta man with good principles, because I learned a lot from him in the time when I was around him.
Right.
And I think he should be credited more, because a lot of great Ghanaian silk, you know, there's so much. You know, Hello Mama Africa. You know, Star Trail Record. Can't sleep at night, them have to worry and fret. Capleton.
And Big Berry songs as well.
Big Berry song, man. There's so much berries, no holding back.
Yep.
You know, I remember them songs the Star Trail produced. He's an icon. He's a living legend. Today, he owns a restaurant, and in the restaurant, he also have karaoke, and sometimes he have live performance.
In Jamaica?
Yes, right now.
Okay.
And downstairs is where we have his studio. So he's still in operation. He's not doing a lot of producing, but he still produce every now and then. I think he have this big rhythm coming out, a collaboration with Berry Salmon and Capleton. And I listen to that song. It's a bad song. He doesn't release that yet, but it's going to be a banger.
I'm looking forward to more from him. Now, I want to ask you about the music in those times, in the 90s, when Garnet Silk and Luciano first sort of, when they bust, it sort of brought Rastafari roots and culture back to Jamaican music.
Yes, it all happened when a guy called Paned died, you know. Give me African princess. Because what happened, he was a rude boy DJ, and he made this transformation to Rastafari. And what he does there, all the youths who look up to him and they listen to all his gangster music, they themselves got inspired to and converted themselves to Rastafarian. It so unfortunately happened that in the process of him converting to Rastafari, in that moment, he was murdered. And Buju Banton was on tour and heard about it and make a song called Murderer, Blood is on Your Shoulder, because I was a good friend of Buju Banton. You know, I as a person who in the studio love music was inspired also by the transition that he made. And I so look forward there to, but Garnet Silk now push that inspiration and more. Because I remember when all them dancehall artists was hitting the chants and banging the chants, Garnet Silk was the only conscious artist that played in the dancehall. You know, that was like never heard of. You know, in those times, Garnet Silk had hits after hits after hits, and there were nobody to motivate him in the Rastafarian thing. He was the one that motivated a lot of us. When he died, the whole Jamaica was like in silence, because this man now come to take Jamaica by storm. And in the moment of that, he died. And I think that's the reason why you see today so many Rasta youths and, you know, all the Sizzlers and the Capleton, all them people, you know, come after.
Yeah.
Garnet Silk was a big inspiration to us in Jamaica with consciousness.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what, to me, I was, you know, as somebody that has been following the music from those times, the Sizzler and Capleton, like you say, Anthony B and yourself come in the wave after. And then it seems like the reggae thing sort of died down again later in the 2000s until we had...
the Rasta Revival.
Exactly, Kabaka, Chronics and that kind of thing.
We have to talk about them because they are the one that going on with things right now. They are the one that getting support from the people. They are the one that in the media right now. They are the one that doing most of the big festivals them and stuff.
And Kes Namdi just won the Grammy too.
Yeah, he just won the Grammy, which is also a good example for his young peers, you know. The thing about it is that a person winning a Grammy, of course, it has to be congratulations to them. The problem that I have with that situation is that I think the Grammy is around a long time and the reggae category has been around a long time. We say Black Uhuru got it, we say Burning Spear, all the greats. I was just saying that during the time when Sizzla and Capleton and Anthony B and Lucian are making great albums and good music, they should have won. You know? I don't know where the politics lies there, but something is not right.
Yeah.
You know? I have a problem with that.
Yeah, I hear you, man, because they would always give it to, if it's a Toots or a Jimmy Cliff or a Marley, even if their album was
and I
was
think
not
if
so
Bob
good.
Marley was alive, he wanted to see the core, the root, the hardcore, the authentic reggae Jamaican people who suffered, you know, to make this music what it is. Because what we believe in icons, you know, icons, you must give them flowers when them alive. Don't give them it when them dead. So we don't want here when a man dead tomorrow they put out back an album and he get Grammy and he's not here to see it. We want them to get it now. You know, so I am defending that in the music right now.
Tell me, what do you think about the state of Jamaican music these days? So dancehall has changed so much in recent years. And we don't have as much juggling rhythms as well.
No. What can we say? When the kids start to use computers and everything is accessible. Today you can go by Music Works and not a lot of people there. You remember the days when everybody have to go to Penthouse, Jammins. They were the leading studio, Exterminator, Kings of Kings, Star Trail Records, Black Scorpio. On. And that was how we used to hang by studio and want to get inside and hope that the gate man would let us in until we get a audition to go on a rhythm. Those days are over because these kids are making music, putting up on their platform, putting it up on Spotify, iTunes, and they are making their money. No, radio station is not so effective because once a guy do a video and he put it out on YouTube and it start to trend, that's it. So there's a whole game change there. Why? I don't know. As the Bob Marley said, as time goes by, and it's one thing we can't stop in life, is a thing called changes. What I am saying, and what we as reggae people who love this, we are always trying to preserve what we have. Because, you know, I was talking to Sticky not long ago, and I was saying to him, damn, even though these guys are old and sometimes they're not even performing 100%, but when you talk about the Icamos, the Echo Minot, all of them old artists, they can still come here and get the crowd, full the place, and still sing those songs. Even if they're not even singing it good because they're getting old, but people love them. Just imagine Sister Nancy, everywhere in the world I go, they love her. And her music is from what, 40 years ago? You know, so what that is telling us, we have to be in that line, because when all these icons are passed, we are going to be the icons. We are see that we lose Toots, we lose Third World, we lose Sly, we lose so much legends, especially in the COVID time. So now what is happening right now? We are going to be the icons. So what is going to happen? Are they going to put our music aside and we are not relevant anymore? No. Just imagine, the song you played a while ago, Bad Road, you just said 1998. It's older than my biggest daughter. So, and it's still playing today, and I can still perform it, and I do a lot of dub plays from it. So we are going into icon stage. So we have to protect what we have. So now we are trying to preserve the 90s music that we make.
Right.
And make sure it stays and be remembered.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. I love that 90s music. I've got a whole bunch of classic Norris Man tunes here as well, but I'm going to go to one now, which is actually from just a couple years ago, from 2024, tune called Bun Babylon on the Freeman LP for Tad's Music.
Yes, that was a good album. I got a Grammy consideration for it. I was considered in the first 75 pick for the Grammys.
Yep.
And that was a good attempt still. You know, Tad's is an old-time producer, very foundation producer to produce Dennis Brown.
Yeah. Yep.
But then his son now is doing the business.
Okay,
and
I wondered about that.
we did that album about 8 years ago, and he decided to put it out.
Right.
And give thanks, because most of those rhythms Sly and Robbie is involved. And that's the last project that I have worked on that Sly and Robbie was involved in. And it's like fine wine. The album is still great.
Yeah. We'll be back with more from Norris Man, but right now you're listening to PBS. My name is Jesse I. The program is Babylon Burning, and this one is called Bun Babylon.
And I say, Babylon, your judgment is coming up. Yeah. Crown is falling down and your judgment is coming up. Yeah. When I say burn Babylon, I mean set down them to ash me on them more than 1,000,000 times. And I say equal rights and justice are one and all. Babylon, me burn your evil device. Yo, when I say burn Babylon, I mean say burn them to ash me on them more than 1,000,000 times. I say equal rights and justice for one and all. Babylon, me burn your evil device. They try to disturb the people and corrupt the people and mess up their minds. They have them wondering and pondering, and that they did rise. I know one Babylon fit tell lie nothing. I put righteousness first. Me know say that them don't love the people. They want to bring us to the worst. Yeah, remove the chains out. No more slavery. You see now we realize we got to do this by yourself. But in due time, things will be great. All will be well. That is when you know justice must come. Yeah, justice must come. Babylon, I mean said on them to ask me burn them more than 1,000,000 times, yo. The conquering lion shall prevail, yeah. Burning out all dirty vibes.
Yeah, Babylon Burning with Jesse I and Norris Man joining me here in the studio. It's a pleasure to have you with me, King.
Yes, man. Give thanks, man. Every time, you know.
Now, one thing I want to ask you about is Rastafari, like how you came to side up. We were talking about the impact of Panhead and Garnet Silk, but how did you come to side up Rasta?
Well, you know, as we know, Sticky can tell us, Jamaica is a country where every community there is a Rasta man. So most youths growing up as a Rastafarian, we would never say, "Oh, we becomes a Rasta." We are Rasta from we born. Jamaica is a place. Is one thing when they go to Jamaica is ganja, Rastafari. Them two things, they coincide together. Every community you live in, there's a Rasta man live there. But then I'm going to tell you how them things kind of, you know, the conscious movements and the whole positive thinking come about. You see, I used to have an uncle, you know, them man have a tape. Because them days you hold tape like this and you record the dance. But him is a man, him have 90 minutes cassette full of Dennis Brown. Because until now, I think Dennis Brown do the most album, 227 album. Dennis Brown. When you're playing Dennis Brown back in the day, you don't play one, you play a whole 2-hour cassette of Dennis Brown. So, you know, and my uncle is a man, him smoke him weed and him, you know, go in the hills and him plant and all them things. So from where youth, we like them thing. You know, we grew up among them thing. You know, but then consciousness and being aware of the things that are around us and what is going on. I never want to be a part of the bad man thing, ghetto, you're exposed to anything. Jamaica has always been like that. I remember when we was a little youth and you have a gun, you carry it and show 5 of your friends them and them say, let me hold it and you pass it around. The culture, like the gun culture is something where the youths them from long time, because them no want to tell you the truth, You see me, this is how politicians feed upon the youth them. They were the one that issue guns in the community in the 80s and the thing, turn a certain way. Most artists that you see came up and they become Rastafari and they do music is an escape way from not ending up in crime. But by doing that, it also showed them that, this is the right way, even if they never really think about it. But by making the first attempt. Because in life, you just don't know what you're going to become. I was sent to church with my parents to go to church every Sunday. And, that is not what I become. So in life, it is good. I just think Rastafari saved me, So I wouldn't say me turn Rasta. I was Rasta from my born. It was in my blood, my system, my family.
Yep. Now, the artists from that 90s period, when the whole resurgence of reggae music, we heard a lot about Boba Rastas and Sizzla and Capleton obviously wearing the turban. But for those listeners here in Australia that don't understand about the different mansions of Rastafari, can you explain that?
Well, I'm saying my father's house, there are many mansions, but I can break it down to you. When Marcus Garvey movement started out, the Rastafarian also recognized Marcus Garvey. And Prince Emmanuel, he was living in a place called Bakawal, that is now Tivoli Gardens. And in those days, you have a policeman called Joe Williams. He used to drive around and hold Rasta and trim them and beat them. And Prince Emmanuel remember when Marcus Garvey said, you must go live 9 miles from the bloody city. And then from downtown Kingston all the way out to airport to Bolbia is known as 9 Mile. Because if you check it, it's 9 miles away. And that is how the old Bobo Shanti thing started. I was a kid them time. I don't know to the fullest. But what I know is that Haile Selassie is the head and Marcus Garvey is the prophet. And, Prince Emmanuel, he was a master of sermon. And because of that, even the Queen recognized him and even Haile Selassie himself recognized him. Now, I don't want to confuse this, but in my view, there were a time when the Ethiopian Orthodox was saying something different, the 12 Tribe of Israel was saying something different, the Nyabingi was saying something different, and the Bobo Shanti was saying something different. But the only thing that we have in common that we know that we are saying the same thing. All of us praise Haile Selassie, all of us look up to Haile Selassie. So now, the Bobo Shanti is the more like the most strictest form. Like you have sergeant, you have lieutenant, you have colonel. So Prince Emmanuel set a principle where him teach youths how to build for themselves, because Rasta says self-reliance. So in those days, the Bobo Shanti, they would sell broom. That would be them income. They would not stop and beg food. A real Bobo man in my time, he wouldn't stop and eat there. He would carry his food with him and his water, and he's not going to eat until he go back in the hill. But what really pushed this movement, I have to give credit to Anthony B, Sizzla and Capleton. They were the one that bring Bobo Shanti in music, and the whole change make. But don't get me wrong, Prince Emmanuel been around for a very long time. Bobo Shanti been around for a very long time. But there wasn't a people who dabbled into music. Because really and truly, if you ask any real Bobo man, they will tell you that he don't deal with reggae. He deal with not 1, 2, the drum.
Right.
So the Bobo man, he never really believe in playing the rhythm itself. He believe in making the music and the... You understand?
Yeah.
1, 2. So music will evolve. New generation comes. Sizzla was a new generation. Him learn Rastafari. Him know the principle. Him take the Bobo Shanti to a next level through music. But we are all one people. There's no confusion, because them say in my father's house there are many mansions. So whether you're a Bobo Orthodox, whatever, we all praising one. Haile Selassie.
Yeah. Well, on that note, let me go to another song. This one is a tune you did for Digital B back in 2003 called Jaja is the Ruler.
Jah is the Ruler, yeah.
Right here on PBS.
Babylon build their high places, well, out corruption out of them dance. Aye. So them if a funk and prance.
Another killer for Digital B. That's Norris Man, tune called Cool Meditation on a version of the classic Movie Star rhythm. We were talking, Norris Man, in between the break there, talking about some of these tunes. The one before that, of course, was on the Queen Majesty rhythm, another Digital B tune. Jaja's the ruler, and of course the same rhythm as Sizzler, just one of those days,
yes,
Dry
yes.
Cry. But you said Bobby Digital told you not to sing it in the same Sing J style, right?
Yeah, because at the time, a couple artists was on the rhythm, but they was flowing in a smooth flow. And then Sizzler already dominated the rhythm because there wasn't any song to go around Dry Cry. So then he said to me like, yo, I want you to deal with the rhythm aggressive, which I never really understand where I come from. But I just start shouting and I said, Jaja is the... And him say, yeah. And as I said, Bobby give words to song, you know, but him himself can't really put it together. But when him tell you certain things, he like, I say, So then once him tell me that now, I start to deal with the rhythm aggressive, and before I know, when I go to Trinidad and some other place, the song becomes a hit. And that is why today people still like the song, because everybody on the rhythm was going slow. And I definitely DJing on the rhythm.
It's a different energy.
Yeah, since I don't sing J.
Yep. Now, I want to talk about that, though, the Sing J thing, because that's a question I was going to ask you anyway about Sing J style. Now, for the listeners that don't understand, there's singing, your classic singers like Dennis Brown, and then you have your DJs like Buju Banton or Bounty Killer. Yeah. The Sing J is somewhere in between.
Well, them say a chant to chant, you know, but you know that Sing J thing, I have it in me long time, and I'm not going to say I follow someone, because me have a brother named Danny English. He was an artist, him died.
Yeah.
And we used to have this song what we sing is like a prayer. Me just build it. I say, purge me with hyssop, oh Jah, I'm cleansed. Cinema and myrrh, oh Jah, I'm cleansed. Yes, I know you heal another soul tonight. And from there it's just so we come with the Sing J thing. But there were other Sing J's, you know. I remember back in the day, Pinchers was dominating the place with that. You know, so we give credit to them. I wouldn't say I'm the first man who started to sing J, but I wasn't inspired by any of them. I used to have my own little stuff. Like, I used to do a song that said, up in the hills where the Congo shanty live, Rasta man a fancy diamond and pearl, said that him no want go in a material world. I have that song for years. And I used to have a brethren, him die now. We just used to sit in the corner singing a song, say, so me book a sexy girl, oh John Tam, and me ask her for, oh John Tam, and them start to choir, back me up and stuff. I started to go to studio, Earl Record Shop, and it was hard for me to get the breakthrough, because in those times, when I go to them with a Sing J thing, they wasn't familiar with that. That was something different. They never even want to accept it. They were into DJs who were just going straight. I remember back in the days, old time DJ don't even have a chorus. They just go straight. Ugly man, computer, computer. Turn to Irie, one up and name passing your feet ride. Papa Levi. The DJ never used to really have chorus. They just go straight, flowing lyrics.
Yep.
And that was the thing, because Papa San was the man for that game.
Yep.
But then as the music changed now, then you have the Admiral Bailey, them one scotch, one bergamot, one beer, you can sing to something. Then you go in the lyrics. So, but Buju Banton dominate the space that way, because when he came out as a DJ, so you have chorus, then lyrics. And that's how we learn about chorus and three verse and three, and that pattern start going for a while. It come through the Bounty Killers, all the other artists who come after. Now, when we came out now, we changed the game. Like when I came out with Persistent, if you listen how the song was arranged, after sing, then lyrics, then sing, and I think we get that thing from the singers that was before us. And Star Trail Record helped me to develop that craft, because he was a producer that produced a lot of singers. And then Star Trail Records is the first producer that put harmonies and DJ voice, When a DJ, they never used to have harmonies and their voice, All these dancehall artists now putting harmonies around their song. That wasn't around. It was only singers who get harmonies and their voice. And DJ do it. No. Star Trail Record, me give him credit for that. When you hear like Anthony B song, Earth the art, but you can't. You hear Mr. Derek Lara putting harmony around it. That wasn't around. DJs never get harmony around their voice. It's only sing alone. And what that really does, it creates a new genre leading to the 90s, go all the way up to the same youths today that doing the music. And that is the reason why I always lash out and say, listen, it don't matter what achievement you guys get. respect us. We set the thing from the 90s. So you could have come and do this. Just like how we look back, I would say honor to the Super Cats, the Dennis Brown, the Gregory Isaac, the Berry Salmon, all the people them before us. Because when you're in your house and you want to be an artist, you just never get up and be an artist. It's the Professor Nuts, them cassette and the Papa San, them, all them things that your family bring come in your house. The Dennis Brown and all them people, they propel you now to want to do the music.
Yep.
And I hate when an artist said that he's not inspired by anyone. That's kind of ridiculous. Oh, you love music. You wasn't the first person to get it. The only person can say that is King David, and he's not around. He died thousands of years ago. He played the harp.
All right, let me touch a piece of this tune, Persistence, because you mentioned it just now, but you also mentioned it at the start. It was the first tune that really bust.
Yes, big song.
For Kings of Kings, Persistence, Norris Man, right here on PBS.
Well, I know I said the Gideon rough, you know. I know I get the fight still. Perseverance, you know. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, what? Persistence is to try throughout this precious time. You can't give up the fight. Jah is the way to life. All when you down and in distress, never make Babylon know you weakness. All when your burden is the heaviest, never make them know. Persistence is to try throughout this precious time. You can't give up the fight. Jah is the way to life. All when you down and in distress, never make Babylon know you weakness. All when your burden is the heaviest, never make them know. Persistence is to try throughout this precious time. You can't give up the fight. Jah is the way to life. All when you down and in distress, never make Babylon know you weakness. All when your burden is the heaviest, never let them know. Me sing morning.
Yeah, Persistence, sounds of Norris Man. You say everybody in Jamaica.
Everybody in Jamaica love that song, man. And if you know most artists and you tell them about Norris Man, Persistence, and they're going to tell us that this song is an inspiration for me. Because what the song is telling about perseverance, be persistent, never give up, believe in yourself. You know, I use that to bring myself here. Because I never have nobody to tell me, say, well, then this so and so. We have to motivate ourselves. And I think until this day, people don't really have that in them. Enough people want to be successful, but they don't have the courage. And people easily to get distracted and get disencouraged because they try and it don't work or something bad happen and then they change to something else. And that make you not successful because every time something go wrong, you move to something else. You know? They always say... Rolling stone get no mast. My grandmother always tell me that if you want to achieve something, you stick to what you love and stay on it. Because a lot of people they leave. Look at a lot of youths who I started out with. I came in the music and see them as DJs walking up and down at studio. Some of them gave up and said whatever, and their parents migrate and send for them abroad. And I live to see them come to my stage show in foreign, working in subways and working in places, and they were good DJs, but they gave up. You know, and in life, we try to tell you, say, be persistent, perseverance, never give up, believe in yourself. A lot of people who've been successful, you know, they have lost many times. They were losers before they were winners, but they never gave up. You know, see the Virgin, him is a living testimony, him is a promoter here in Australia. It's not easy, you don't have 10 of him, and him still doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And people coming in, getting artists to come here. Them things is very important, because we might look on it simple, but coming to Australia, who's going to represent for you? If somebody like you don't defend reggae music, who's going to do it? You don't have 10 people like you here. This is a place where reggae is small. So having him doing this here, I would be coming here, it wouldn't be possible. Who do I know? I don't know no one. So I'm just saying, if he decided that he's going to stop do this tomorrow, then the reggae dead in the city. So he have a responsibility. Even if it's tough on him and him not making money from it, the only thing I can tell him, continue, brother.
Yeah. The listeners, you can't see Norris Man gesturing, but he's gesturing to Stick Maribo, of course, who's the promoter for the show that's happening tonight. It's the Bob Marley birthday bash, which is happening tonight.
Yeah, we're not supposed to stray from that subject because it's all about tonight.
Yeah.
Now, tonight, for me, is a special night, and also I am asking anyone can hear me across the board who love reggae music and into reggae music, please come out and see Norris Man tonight. You know, it's all about singing back classic music, sending out a positive message also, and inspiring others. So if he's a reggae lover, tonight would be the night for you to come out. And it's also a reggae month. And we take reggae month serious, you know. Reggae month is where we celebrate all the great people who set the platform. So, and it's also a Bob Marley month. You know what I'm saying? And everywhere in the world tonight, the 7th, everywhere in the world, Jamaica, the Bob Marley thing started from the 1st of February, and it's not going to finish until the end of February. You have down where Bob Marley from, them are going to have celebration. Them have reggae month, them have Bushman performing, Luton, a portion of the artists in Jamaica. A big thing going on down there. Reggae month, if you go Trinidad, it's the same thing. You go certain place in Africa, Bob Marley is celebrated. It's only two birthdays celebrated the most in the world, you know. Jesus' birthday and Bob Marley. December the 25th, that's so, and Bob Marley. And I can tell you right now, Bob Marley birthday is getting bigger than Jesus' one.
It is happening tonight. It's going down at the Corner Hotel. It's 57 Swan Street
tonight,
in Richmond.
At the Corner Hotel. And guess what? As you see Mr. Sticky does, it's $30 to go in, you know. But then if you come early, you pay 25. You know, look, check $25.
Yep.
Many times we walk in a restaurant and we buy some food and we don't even finish eat it off because it never satisfy our appetite. But we just spend $25. Come out, enjoy yourself. You know, if you're reggae lovers, you know, whether you go to Jamaica, you visit Jamaica, you're into reggae, come out tonight and get the experience.
Yeah.
Because Australia people never get the experience of Norris Man and the performance. So it doesn't matter. Whoever come tonight have something to remember.
I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. I tell you, I've been a Norris Man fan since the 90s.
I give thanks, man. But you remind me of something I would never remember because I never remember that I met you before. That's the thing with musicians, you know. I will always tell artists, you know, be careful how you deal with people, be careful how you treat people. Because when it's a famous people, it's not who you know, it's who know you. And that goes a long way. You know, I remember one time an artist did something to someone, and when he went to the show in Africa, the man who he did something to was the only man in that place who could accommodate him, get him somewhere to stay. And I think he punched the man in the face when he was in Jamaica, and he went way out, and the man was good enough and kind enough to say, well, we're not going to show you any arm. And you have to apologize to the man, he feel bad. Yeah. So you have to be careful how you deal with people, because you as a musician, you have a responsibility. And you have to remember that, yo, you don't know what tomorrow may bring. You know, because the good you do today, it help you back tomorrow. Imagine if I did treat you bad when you was in Jamaica. I probably would not be on this radio station. But as you remember me about good times that we have and Calibod. There wasn't anything negative. So, you know, it helps me to be more grounded. When people like you can remind me that you meet me already and all these things, it does tell me to be more grounded, you know, in what I do. And try to be more respectful, because we are musicians and we are messengers and people look up to us. Yeah, man. So tonight, don't miss it. Come out, please come out in the numbers. I'm here, Melbourne, Australia. It's no AI technology, live and direct.
It's Norris Man live on stage.
Big respect to the brethren. Echo Minor tell me of the experience he had with him, because these days artists, promoters, you know, it's not everybody is real. No, you have more fake promoters than the good ones these days. Because a man just get up and him is a scammer and him is a promoter. And some promoters, to them keep a show, tomorrow you hear them in prison. Because the money him use it probably. Yeah, so when you have good promoters and real promoters, you have to embrace them. You know, him not have to be a billionaire, but they love when him have faith. Him is a Jamaican and him live here in Australia. I ask him, brother, oh, he live in this far place. And when I was traveling coming here, I feel like I want to turn back, you know. Because when I do the first 10.5 hours and then I have to do 10.5 hours again in Shanghai airport, I'm like, I'm going to lift up again to Australia. But the thing about journey, it's always the farthest place in the world is the best place in the world to perform. Yes, the ripest mango is on the far end of the tree. A lot of people try to pick it and drop out the tree.
Yeah. All right, we are quickly running out of time.
Yes.
We have Lily in the studio beside us. She's coming up at 7, filling in tonight for Susie on Subway
Lily.
Sounds.
Who's Lily?
Lily's right over there.
I just told you a while ago I saw a beautiful girl over there, right? That's her. Oh my gosh.
But I want to squeeze in one more tune from Norris Man before we go tonight. This is one of my personal favorites. It's a tune you were talking about earlier on during one of the breaks, Park Your Guns. You said this is another one Bobby Digital helped steer you with
Bobby
this.
Digital turn around that song for me. And you know, Bobby Digital always tell me, say, always make a positive impact in your music. And don't worry about the song being a hit. Because years to come, you might have to tell yourself that luckily I did the right thing. And it's true. This song, everywhere I sing it, big forward. It's also a song in Jamaica that battle against crime. and violence. Cause it's a park your guns, bad boys.
Which is important.
And they use it as a theme song sometime in Jamaica for against crime. So it is a good music. Bobby Digital is all about positive music. He never stray from the positivity. And we say rest in peace, Icon. Calibud, my best friend. Rest in peace. I'm here today representing for you. Your music still lives on, all the music you produce. We say big respect to Mr. Sticky and big respect to you too. And I know that you're going to be the DJ. Probably I don't have to give my set list because if I know him was the DJ. Yeah, man. Enough love. Respect.
All right. Blessed love. Norris Man, thank you for joining us here on PBS. I'm going to play this one and let Lily come through with Subway Sounds. You're on PBS. Keep it locked.
You don't see what I'm going in the country, you know. Look at island called Jamaica. Every day the man fall. Shooting uptown, downtown, all around town. I don't want to be a clown, you know. Cause Rastafari want I to stick around. Hey now, I say something like this. Hey yo, park your guns, bad boys. No more killing spree. No shoot out parade cause man feel live free. No big money spend, no shot in and no head yo. We no want no youth for dead. Hey, park your guns, bad boys. No more killing spree. No shoot out parade cause man feel live free. No big money spend, no shot in and no head yo. Cause if we get a youth for live.
Norris Man speaking to me there live on PBS FM in February 2026. That's it for this episode. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters, the Don Armageddon Time, the Real General Empress Irie, me Hydrans Tom Tanaki and Ben Debney. Thanks for tuning in. Eyes as every time.
And them fall down, but still Rastafari man they praise. So when them ego down, and them fall down, I'll be treading up on the King's highway. When them ego down, and them fall down, but still Rastafari man they praise. When them ego down, and them fall down, I'll be treading up on the King's